Shit, it did not pop up on YouTube, chat. He said, nah, Wendy's sister is still flying to LA. Okay, La Casita trailer, Wendy Ortiz. Damn, bro, they got no presence on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Yo, this a whole. You know what I've noticed? We'll go. You said TikTok. All right, chat. You know what I noticed? Each person or like each group has their platform where they dominate in, right? So, for example, if I talk about like the phase guys and basically like the, I guess you could say the quote unquote mainstream streamers and shit on TikTok, I'll get views, but I won't get nothing crazy. But if I talk about the Hispanic creators, bro, that shit goes crazy on TikTok, right? The views be there, the interactions, everything. But if you switch that and you do it on YouTube, right, where you talk about the Hispanic creators, you won't really get that many views. But if you talk about the phase guys and the other quote unquote mainstream people like DDG and all of that, you'll actually pull in views on YouTube talking about them, which is pretty cool. And then on Twitter, it's kind of like, I would say it's kind of the same as like YouTube or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like how different, creators and just groups and shit like dominate different platforms. I noticed that like I feel like that's the one thing that about the Hispanics chat. We need to branch out, bro. Like there's got to be somebody that's got to go crazy on YouTube on the Hispanic side, so like everybody else can either talk about it or just basically like pick up from it. I said, "Where's Ram and why didn't he hear this?" He might be in here. Who knows? But all right, fuck it. I guess we're gonna have to watch it on TikTok, right? I'm about to start. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'm about to start fucking an account and I'm gonna start posting like all the Wendy lore and all that shit on fucking YouTube, bro. Watch that shit blow up. La Casita, 842. Okay, hold up.
No creía en el destino hasta que te conocí, el cruce de dos caminos para darse todo así, que solo tuyo es para ti mi amor.
Yo, no bullshit, chat. That was good. Y'all can't lie, bro. That was a good trailer, bro. Shout out to them. That was good. He said Santi tried streaming, but hasn't streamed a lot. People are commenting on his YouTube videos that they like him more on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that or whatever, right? Like the thing is that I don't think Santi is really a streamer, bro. I think he's a good content creator. He's a good YouTuber, and I think that he should just double down on that and become bigger on that. To be honest, because he knows the game. He just gotta, in terms of YouTube, I feel like he should get an editor that does a little bit more. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think that's what he needs to focus on. The streaming thing for him, he just doesn't seem like he's really like that into it unless he has a lot of viewers. He said, "Now Valentina went to LA just to film the trailer." Yo, that was a good trailer though. Isabella said, "I thought it was gay as fuck." Wait, what? Are you dead ass? Why you thought that shit was gay? I will say though, the trailer really has like nothing to do with how their streams go though. The way the trailer was set up, it kind of gives like, it gives novela vibes of like antagonist, or basically of like Evelyn and Johnny, right? And then you got Wendy right there. It's low key more of a Jevit. If anything, it's more like a Jevit kind of a trailer than more than anything, you know. Because you got Johnny and Evelyn as like, I guess you could say the main characters, the ones that are like, together, the ones that camera follows around. And then you got Wendy too, like she's there like a single mom almost. He said it gives dos mujeres un camino. He said people talking smack because Valentina is part of the content house, but if she wasn't, it'd be messy to still talk about it. I mean, I think it's fair to add Valent. I don't think she's technically like, she's probably not gonna be there all the time, but like it makes sense for them to have her there, especially in the trailer, because she, whether people like it or not, she's a very significant part in Wendy's life. You know what I mean? Like it's literally her daughter, chat. right? But I just don't think, if we're being honest though, I don't think that you'll probably see her in a lot of the content. Unless she moves in there too. Who knows? Would y'all think that's a smart idea though? You know, honestly though, I can see how people could be mad about that. But low key, the way that they structure their streams, chaotic stuff doesn't really happen a lot. So it wouldn't be too bad to have her living there. You said it felt like Ace Family and the sister. I think that they should do YouTube videos that follows that narrative though. I will say that. Like they need to come out with a YouTube channel called La Casita and try to do like weekly episodes, you know? Maybe have somebody direct like a whole little like mini telenovela, and you know they have an editor and everything, and then have like weekly episodes drop around the house, right? Of them like acting and shit. Like it don't even got to be nothing crazy. It'll just be like a fun little content thing that you got on the side on top of like the already thing that you're doing, which is streaming. He said Wendy said that pushed her to get a house because it said that way Wendy could take her to LA more often. Yeah, Meme House can film it, I guess, but are they gonna be good at it? He said, I think now that they have a house, she'll bring her more. Maybe. What are the comments saying, chat? Let me see what the comments are saying. Viva mi gente latino. The way this doesn't even match any of y'all vibes. I agree with that comment though. I'm not gonna lie. I think that comment's kind of dead on. But it was a good video though. Because I think it's literally meant to be like a Spanish novela intro to Hence La Casita. Yo, what would have been fucking hilarious, chat, too, was if they fucking like cut it right here. Imagine it just went right, and then they just start having like drama, chat. You know what I mean? Like they just start fighting and arguing, like, yo, what the hell? I told you, da da da. You know what I mean? Because like that's kind of how it's gonna go. Well, I don't know if that's how it's gonna go, but at least that would make it interesting. But either way though, shout out to them. It was a good little thing. I guess Johnny is now officially in Ortiz. You got Johnny Ortiz. Yo, that's funny. This is really like low key keeping up with the Ortiz's, chat. Now, I think they kind of missed out on ooh, I ain't gonna lie, that would have been that low key would have been a good little series and title or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Have Valentina or have Wendy stand where Evelyn is. You know what I'm saying? Obviously have her daughter like right in front of her the ways that she is, and then have Evelyn stand where Wendy's at, and then Johnny, you know, like behind Evelyn. I think that would have been like a good little you know, keeping up with the Ortiz, because it will showcase like the characters and shit. You said the scenes don't even match from a videography POV. You said Mr. Ortiz or Urine Girl? Nah, Urine. I mean, bro, everybody knows Ortiz. They don't know Urine, bro. Like legally, or not legally, but traditionally, yeah, you would say Urine. You would say Urine Girl or whatever, or Urine Wife, whatever. You know, since that's his last name, I think. But like, if we're talking about main characters, like which name holds more power, then obviously the Ortiz. You said they should do an intro for everyone that joins and just drops the video of the person. Yeah, they should do that. He said definitely I think Johnny and Evan will be the main characters from this. But they're probably going to be there the most, and they're going to be the ones uploading the most, so it does make sense, you know. They should do an intro for everyone. I don't know why I read that twice. That's because you put it in there twice. He said, guys, it's supposed to be corny. I didn't think it was corny, to be honest. People are mad that Johnny is there, saying, why is Johnny there? He said, Meme House is sponsoring this house, and Johnny has been affiliated with Meme House since last June. This all started with him. Let me see. Y'all hating, but they're getting richer. Is this a joke? La Casita was Santi and his friends and the Wiggies. W Valentina, fourth member. You know, I wonder who they're going to add, chat. I think the obvious choice would probably be adding Benji to this. Who else? Do y'all see anybody? I think, I'm not going to lie, bro. I don't know what's up with Wendy, but she doing Noah dirty, bro. Because, like, low-key, this was like a perfect... This was really a perfect moment to add Noah in the back right there. You know, and don't have him in the front, but have him in the back right there with you. The same way that Evelyn got Johnny right there with her. Cause that's like low key disrespectful, bro. I like listen, you know, as much shit as we talk over here about, you know, how he's a pushover and this and that. Like he was there for her, like during her whole surgery. At least from the clips that we seen that were leaked, he was helping her out. He seems like he's always at the house and has like a good relationship with the daughter. Like, bro, at this point, you might as well just make that shit official, right? Like it's either y'all are dating or not, bro. Cause you know how more deep can you get? And you know, and if you do fuck with him, then fuck it. Like give him. You know, give him a little bit of the spotlight too, right? Like, let him be successful as well. Let him get some views, you know? Don't be scared to try to be canceled because, you know, you think you might mess it up or, you know, you had an experience or something like that. Like, I feel like you gotta have to let go of all of that if you really want it to work. Because if you don't, then, you know, at the end, he's just your playboy and that's it. He says she keeps disrespecting him and wondering why she don't make an official. It's that Wendy doesn't want her streamer career to be linked with a man, and that's okay. Yeah, but if that man is like your potential husband, then you know why are you even mad about that? You know what I mean? Now, if he's not, if that's not the man that you want to date, and he's just a playboy, then I bet you know that's cool too. I guess, right? He said Noah's view of not wanting to be using her content is kind of making him lose a lot. But he's also part of Those Boys content house. Is he though? Do he pop out in Those Boys content? Cause don't he be spending majority of his time with like Wendy and them? I don't know, chat. I mean, definitely, you know, like I said, I could see Noah being a part of this. I think he would have been a good fit since he's already with Wendy. Benji too. Other than that, you know what? Like, to add a little bit of spice, I would even throw in Peka in there too, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That would be why not, right? You know, like let's make this shit interesting. Throw Peka in there. I think that, you know, maybe you can have that, you know, kind of go on and shit. And I'm trying to see, chat, who else, bro? Who else do y'all see fitting in with them? From at the moment, I don't really know. Maybe, you know, special guests could be like Noah and Bella, you know what I'm saying? Popping in from time to time. You know, they could be that toxic couple that, like, you never know if they're together or not. But I think that would be pretty interesting. He said that house doesn't honestly seem so big. I can't see them adding anyone to it. You don't think so? Is there a house tour on this yet or not? You know what they need to do, chat? They need to do a house tour and upload it on YouTube. That's how they'll start their YouTube channel up. They gotta do group shit, bro. They can't just do individual stuff, you know? And they actually gotta get on top of doing actual content. Like together and shit, you know? Have somebody like plan ideas or like whatever, right? Like you know, somebody that keeps up with the trends and that's doing like all the group shit. That's what they gotta do too, bro. They can't be on their individual thing and like be quiet. Like, nah, they gotta dedicate time and, you know, have a day of filming and then upload like every week. Because y'all gotta think about it, chat. You gotta start having these people at this. You gotta, how do I fucking say it, chat? You need to put them or categorize them and hold them to the same standards as like low key, AMP, Core Boys, and all of them basically, and Capaholics, chat. I'm gonna be honest, bro. They have the same amount of support, if not maybe more or less, than all these other groups that I just named. You know, so I do feel like they have, hey, they got a lot of potential, but let's see if they actually do anything with it. You said that's delusional. They're not even at that level. In terms of views, yeah. In terms of like the team, probably most likely not. I'll agree with you there. But if we're talking about mainly views, you're tripping, bro. Wendy pulls in good views. Even Johnny pulls in good views, and Evelyn and all of them, right? When it comes to streaming. He said that man has free will. He chose it. He said exactly who he wants to be. Everyone. Damn, y'all over here still fucking arguing about them. I think Los Boys is gonna be collabing with them. Any other big group too? Yeah, they should. Hey, they should collab with They should collab, chat, with other Hispanic groups. That's what they need to do, bro. They need to have like, I'm telling you, imagine this, chat. Imagine this, bro. Imagine La Casita has a YouTube channel, and every single week, they're out here collabing with different Hispanic groups, right? Establishing themselves as like the biggest Hispanic group. And then after that, once they're like, I feel like they're really dialed in when it comes to content, showing up to do what they got to do, then they can start collaborating with these bigger or people at the same level as them teams, because it won't just be a waste, right? Because I always said before that, you can get all these collabs, these big collabs, but if you're not ready for it, then you really just benefit, or the other person is really just benefiting and not really you, right? For example, let's just say if they were to collab with the Core Boys, the thing about the Core Boys is that they've been doing this for a long time, and also too, they've had mentorship from people that have been doing this even longer. So if they're going out here collabing with a different group, they have enough experience where, yes, they may not keep everybody, that comes in, that watches from, for example, La Casita, but they can keep a good percentage because they know how to entertain. And that's what they need to learn how to do too before I think they start collabing with like big creators, right? In order for it to be beneficial. Be on a schedule, have like have a day where there's videos being uploaded. So when you do stream with these other big creators, it's not just you giving them exposure, but it's also you getting exposure from them, but also being able to, take those viewers that watched you and make at least a small percentage of them, fuck with you too. I said people got so much to say, but at the end of the day, this is a huge accomplishment for them. People watch, even the haters. Yeah, no, it is. This house is for sure gonna be run by Evelyn because Wendy had no personality born. What? That's crazy. He said he gained a lot by being with her, so he's not worried. Damn, y'all still talking about it? I'm sorry, but the twins aren't serious Twitch streamers. This content house is just for them to have a place without paying rent. Don't expect much from them content wise. Yeah, I'm not really expecting much, chat. I'm just saying, right? Like, I'm just basically saying what I think would be cool and what they should do, right? Like, whether they do it or not is obviously entirely up to them. Who knows? Maybe they have completely different plans. And I would love to see how that shit goes regardless, though. He said, what would you name your content house? Casa de Peso, chat. That's what it would be called. If I ever have a content house, or whenever I ever have a content house, that's what I want it to call. Unless it's like a group thing, then I guess we would have to change it. But, oh, wait. Speaking about content houses, chat. Wait, I forgot. Yo, I do got big news, chat. I low-key do got a content house on the way, all right? So, shout out to my cousin, chat. He just, yo, hey, honestly, though, real shout out to him because he's fucking like 5 years younger than me, and he already got his own house. He's doing his shit. But he got this brand new house, and there's a garage in the back. And what we're planning on doing is fixing it and then making it into like a content/hangout space. We're gonna put a gym in there. We're gonna put a couch in there, probably a TV. You know what I'm saying? Just basically like deck it all out. I know he's gonna have some of his tools and whatnot. So my idea is while we go and fix it up, because me and my other cousin, right, we're like, fuck it, like we're down to put money into it, and as long as you like give us the space where we can use it and make content as well. So I think that's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna stream the entire process too. So whenever I go over there to help him and fix it, I'm gonna bring my camera, and I'll just probably put the camera down, and we'll stream us fixing it up, and you guys will see like the whole entire process of basically, I guess you can say, Casa de Peso, or maybe also too, because our group is called Nueva Generación. You know what I'm saying? We'll find out. We'll see what we do. But I do want to say that. So, you guys will see, like, I guess behind the scenes of, like, how you fix houses and shit. So, I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. He said, I hope they can lock in and actually take the opportunity serious. I root for them. He said, but they always low-key take their blessings for granted. Yeah, I will say they do. I do feel like they take their blessings for granted. But and also too, chat, I'm not gonna lie, for the people that be thinking that like I be preying on these people's downfalls or whatever, or like I don't want to see them win, I don't think people understand that like the bigger that these other streamers and these other like content creators get is good for me too, right? Because at the moment, my content does revolve around me speaking about like what other people are doing, what other streamers are doing. So I want to see them win, bro. I want to see them get bigger, because the bigger they get, you know what I'm saying, the bigger that I get as well, right? Boom. He said Casa de Salvis. Oh, ooh, that's not a bad one. CDS. He said Evelyn literally had a 106 stream streak that ended in February, and she's focusing on TikTok and brand deals. He said outside of streams with Johnny and all she mostly does is get with mesh. Shit, that's boring content. Yeah. He said W stimulus. Yeah, chat. W stimulus, bro. He said I like to see the Casita house succeed. Yeah, I would too, chat. And I hope this brings a lot of content. I'm gonna follow them too. Shout out to La Ex Casita. Yo, that might be ironic, bro. La Ex Casita might be the biggest irony of all, because if they end up breaking up, they really gonna be La Ex. What the hell? He said, everyone shut the fuck up. Y'all makes excuses on what Jevit and Wendy doing, but they never confirmed any of that. Boring, but when she does that, she has 3 to 4K watching. Wait, what do y'all mean? What do y'all... So her fans take what they can get, all of them complain about it on the low? I mean... The thing is, Neta's low-key not really lying, though. You know, as much as the fans want to say, like, you know, all these other compliments and stuff, I do think that deep down they do want more from this group, and I think that's fine, right? I think viewers, it's okay to demand more, right? Like, at the end of the day, that's their job, you know, is to entertain everybody and to keep them entertained for however it is that they do it, right? Whether it's just them uploading a TikTok video, whether it's just them eating on stream, or, you know, doing their makeup and talking. Like, I think they just want something, you know, and that's really what it comes down to. Let me see. Let's keep going. How the fuck did that transform into all of that, bro?